What was supposed to be a fun 4th of July celebration ended in heartbreak for one Mississippi family. 18-year-old Nolan Xavier Wells disappeared during a boating trip with friends to Horn Island, setting off an intense search involving law enforcement, the U.S. Coast Guard, volunteers, and the United Cajun Navy. Just 2 days later, search crews made a devastating discovery. Hello, and welcome back to Sisters Unfiltered. I am Nikki,
I'm Candy.
and we're here to get into it. Okay,
So,
so
mhm.
here's everything we know. Nolan was a recent graduate of Ocean Springs High School and a wide receiver for Southwest Mississippi Community College. Friends and family described him as kind, respectful, and someone who naturally encouraged the people around him. On July the 4th, Nolan traveled with friends by boat to Horn Island, a remote barrier island off the Mississippi Gulf Coast that is a popular destination during holiday weekends. According to investigators, Nolan was last seen around 3 p.m. wearing blue swim trunks, sunglasses, and no shirt. Witnesses reported seeing him talking with a young woman shortly before he disappeared. As the day came to an end, Nolan never returned home. Let's pause right there.
Mhm. Mhm. When before I even looked at this story, people were sharing the story online. This, and when I just saw the picture, I immediately knew, like, okay, this just judging from the picture with him and all of his, I guess those were his classmates. I was just thinking, okay, this obviously this didn't turn out too well.
Well, they said his friends. Now, I can't. I mean, they said his friends. So I guess we can leave it there, right?
Uh, that's subjective.
I mean, that's when it came out. That's what was said. He was on the boat with his friends. So
None of which looked like him, by the way.
okay. Um, but all the rest of them returned home. His phone returned home, but he didn't return home.
And I don't know how many teenagers you can separate from their phone. I didn't understand that part either. So how does his phone make it and nobody knows where he is? All of it's just fishy.
At this point, that's what the world wants to know.
Mm. I saw something on Facebook earlier, and I promise though the YT people were more upset with people accusing the friends than they were at the friends for him not returning back. I didn't understand that.
Well, that's something that we'll probably never understand. Um, because people feel the way that they feel.
This is true.
And it looks like in the time that we're in that we're gonna always believe one way and the other people are always gonna believe one way. That's what it's looking like.
They're saying that those guys were his friends. I mean, so many questions had they hung out previously. Could he swim? Why was he hanging with? So many questions. Were they new friends? Were they old friends? Had he known them a good while? Or they new to the high school? Like, what in the world happened?
I mean, we can't play like, you know, this is not something that's common. It's becoming more common than even before.
True.
Um, that we are. because let's really just get into it, because right now it's a race thing.
Yeah. It's a race
So
war. Yeah.
and so um either way we look at it, people are going to still have their own opinions of what it is, because some of us believe that because he was the only black person, that
Yes.
something that something looks dirty in the water.
Right.
And then you have some believing that we have to teach our kids, if you have black friends, then you got to be careful, because if he comes up missing, it's going to be your fault. And that was something that I read today.
Say
Um,
that again for me.
it was a guy that posted on Facebook today, and he said that now the white parents are going to have the conversation with their children, that um if they have black friends and that black friend is with them and something happened, they're going to be accused.
Absolutely. Because why are things happening only to the black child that's with your child? That doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
Just like when, what was her name? Um, was it Tamla Horsford? Remember that the black lady that went to the all white sleepover and woke up dead?
Mhm.
And nobody was ever charged, and everybody said they didn't know what happened to her. The only black lady at your sleepover ends up dead. First of all, I would have never went to an all white sleepover. I'm just gonna be honest. You couldn't have paid me, but I don't understand. I guess he was at the age where the parents couldn't stop him from hanging with these quote unquote friends. But man, this is just sad. And then in an instance like this, the age old question, what can we do?
Hmm.
Sit around and wait for the autopsy report, or however it comes back, and then nothing.
So these were a couple of pictures that I found on the internet. I think this may be his dad.
He looks like him.
Mhm. And that may be mom. And there were other pictures of him with the so-called friends, but I don't want to put those up. So so you know we just gonna we're just gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it here. So as the day came to an end, Nolan never returned home. His family reported him missing later that evening, and of course, a search operation quickly began. Multiple agencies searched by boat, helicopter, aircraft, drones, and on foot, hoping to find any sign of the missing teenager. One challenge investigators faced was that Nolan did not have his phone with him. His mother later clarified that the family already had possession of his phone, making electronic tracking impossible. So, early morning, July 6th, a National Park Service ranger discovered a body in the water near the northwest end of Horn Island. Jackson County officials stated that the physical description matched Nolan. While formal identification was pending DNA confirmation, the coroner said there was no reason to believe it was anyone else. Soon afterward, Nolan's mother shared the heartbreaking news publicly. In an emotional message, she thanked the volunteers, law enforcement officers, friends, and strangers who searched tirelessly for her son. She described Nolan as a special soul who always lifted up others and asked the public to give the family privacy as they grieve. Authorities have also not announced any evidence of foul play. The investigation remains active while the medical examiner completes the examination and investigators continue gathering witness statements and evidence. And because many questions remain unanswered, speculation has spread quickly across social media. However, it's important to separate facts from rumors. So, right now, the confirmed facts are Nolan disappeared while spending the 4th of July on Horn Island with friends. Let's make sure that we add that quote unquote.
Those guys are not his friends.
An extensive search followed. A body matching his description was found 2 days later. The official cause of death has not yet been released. As the investigation continues, though Nolan's family is asking for privacy while they mourn the loss of a young man whose life ended far too soon. Our thoughts are with everyone who loved Nolan Wells during this incredible, difficult time. So, as the official updates continue to come in, we'll continue to follow this story and provide verified information as it becomes available. But those few things that I said are where we are at this moment. Um,
I wouldn't be surprised if the autopsy results come back and, of course, they're going to say no foul play, no suspicious activity, something of that nature. Watch.
hmm, I mean, that's definitely possible.
And they say, why make everything about race? Because everything's about race. The times that we are living in, I just I don't know. I don't understand the logic of wanting to be. I just don't get it. I would hate to have to bury a child. That's got to be one of the most heartbreaking things to do. Mm,
And I guess the more fact of when these things happen, they happen in the southern states. Because that lady was in Georgia, right?
uh-huh.
And
Mm-hmm.
this is in Mississippi.
What state was Kendrick? What was his name? Kendrick Johnson.
Hmm. I don't.
Remember the high school student that got rolled up in the mat and
I,
he was missing his organs and all of that stuff, and nothing ever came of his case.
yeah, yeah. I don't remember what. I don't remember, but people have a lot of questions right now.
Yeah,
Like
it was.
this is pretty new, so there's not really much we can say other than what we've said, and of course, give our opinion, of what we think is there. And maybe that's why the family want their time to grieve. They don't want to think about that right now or just yet.
Yeah, I would say just yet. It is a lot to process. Losing a child will be a lot to process.
And in this manner, not only losing one, but in the manner in which it was. He
Yeah.
goes out with friends and he comes back. You know, they said the friends have not, now this is hearsay, allegedly, the friends have not reported anything. They don't know anything.
Either that or they're trying to get their story straight.
I mean, if it was allowed, that's on the people.
Right?
You
And
know,
it's just like when you go somewhere with your friends, you don't leave your friends. We come together, we leave together.
I mean, but we got to think that's been in a lot of situations, even with us. It just reminds me of the Kanika Jenkins case.
I remember that case.
Uh-huh. Like, how did she get down there by herself? Why, especially if they drinking, why weren't you guys keeping an eye on each other?
Yep. Yep.
But I mean, and then we can go on with the so-called friends, what in that Mexico, the I forgot whatever they called
Oh yeah, I remember the story where they beat her.
it. She thought they were
But
her
what
friends.
about your friends? You are correct.
So I mean, people just have to have better discernment. When some don't feel right, it's probably not right.
Right.
And the younger crew don't, they don't think like that. A lot of them do think that these people are their friends, even though they may not be. They do think that, they trust and believe that these people are their friends. So I guess we'll continue to wait and see what happens.
Hmm. Hmm.
Any more thoughts?
I mean, just sending heartfelt condolences to his family, to his mom, his dad, and the people that really loved him. Like this is just sad. And hopefully we'll get some sort of answers in the days to come.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for watching. If you appreciate factual, respectful true crime coverage, be sure to like, subscribe, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. But please keep the discussion respectful for Nolan's families and friends.